What's up, everybody? My name is Shannon, and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we're talking about The Book Thief by Markus Zusak. So, most human beings in America actually read this book in, middle school, high school. That never happened to me. I never got to read this book in school, and something about it always intrigued me, but I knew that it was really, really sad, so that kind of just, scared me away from it. The movie came out, and I'm pretty sure I saw the movie, but I could never really remember too much from it, and I just knew that, oh, it's a story about Nazi Germany, it's a story about burning books, it's gonna be sad, everybody's gonna die, I already had that thought in my head, but I decided that I needed to experience this book and I wanted to read it, so I actually listened to it on audiobook, and let me tell you, listening to it is a very interesting experience, because this book is narrated by death, so when you're listening to it, it's kind of like death is sitting down next to you and telling you a story, which I think is what the author had entirely intended. He wanted you to feel like death was telling you the story about a girl in Nazi Germany who starts to steal books. And this story is absolutely stunning. It's amazing. I understand why it's read in school, but I almost feel like this is something that you just need to experience of your own volition, because there is so much here. There is a scene in this book that brings me to tears, because it's a moment where Litsy, the main character, finally realizes that she hates Hitler, and she says it to her father, and he slaps her, because that is so dangerous to say in Nazi Germany, and she's got tears streaming down her face, and they have to hile this pile of burning books, and it just moves me so much. And there's something so poetic about a story about this town in Nazi Germany, about how they're just living their lives. They're just trying to stay alive, and they're getting bombed just because they're in Germany. And there's this part where Death says, is this Nazi Germany? Is this town where these people are just trying to, keep going just like anybody else? Is this what Nazi Germany is? The imagery alone in this book is just absolutely amazing to me. It takes my breath away. There is this part where, and it kind of is spoilery, but it's not really. If you read this book, you understand, the way that it's told, Death has no, we're not doing any air of mystery. Halfway through the book, he tells you what happens. Halfway through the book, you already know how this book is going to end. And, I had seen bits and pieces of the movie, so I was kind of waiting for when this family was going to take in this Jewish guy who was hiding from the Nazis and all that kind of stuff. But I wasn't prepared for the journey and the similarities that Litsy and Max were going to have, because this is a girl whose parents were taken away from her because they were communists, so she's forced to live with some foster parents who come to really be her family. She really does start to see them as family. But her story is so similar to Max's, and he's somebody who's been persecuted because he's a Jew and he's hiding out. And the way in which they interact, the way that they talk to each other is very spectacular, and it's something that you don't see very much of. Again, this is along the lines to me of Salt to the Sea and Between Shades of Grey. It's that history that you don't think about, that you don't really know. In this book, yes, the Nazis are bad, but again, it's just about how war is the bad guy. War is what's bad. It's not that America and the Allies are gonna save the day. It's just the war. The war is bombing them. America is bombing them. Yes, the further has taken so much away from them, and yes, if you're not a Nazi, you are definitely gonna be persecuted and all of that stuff, but it's just that war is bad, and we see a man and a girl come together and become friends through reading and books and talking about the weather and playing soccer down the street with her friends, and it's just, it takes my breath away. It's absolutely amazing. If you're forced to read this book in school, don't think of it that way, because it is something that you should experience, because it's going to give you so much empathy and so much understanding to a time that just is not black and white. People like to say that all wars are. There's a winning side and a losing side. Well, history is written by the winners. And in this book, you do have to ask yourself, is Litsy's little town, is Himmel Street, is this what we think of when we think of Nazi Germany? Is this quaint little town that's just trying to get by, full of kids playing soccer in the streets, Nazi Germany? Is this girl who grieves for her brother, who steals books in order to hold on to the words, who later rebels against these books because they have the power to make her feel so strongly about things? Is that what we think of when we think of Nazi Germany? Because this book is just, it's amazing. It'll take your breath away. It's narrated by Death, which is outstanding. And by the end of that book, since you already know what's going to happen, what you feel is sadness, but you just also feel this overwhelming frustration of not being able to do anything about it. And you can almost hear the screams in the end. And it's amazing. It's so well written. I cannot recommend it enough. If you're reading this for school, then cherish it. Cherish every minute of it. Just dig your teeth into it. If you didn't get to read it in school like me, definitely pick it up because it's so worth it. It is sad. You are going to feel things that maybe you don't want to feel, but that's what we have books for, and it's truly spectacular. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you can talk books with me every Monday. That is everything I got for today, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye!